Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
As God Purnima is coming, I was thinking to speak about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but then I was thinking that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the very personification of Srimad Bhagavatam. And also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the personality who gives such an emphasis on Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Rather, Srila Prabhupada, before starting commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, he gives a whole introduction to Srimad Bhagavatam, where he gives the entire life and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, explaining that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srimad Bhagavatam are not different, because Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam is not different. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srimad Bhagavatam are not different, you know, and because Srimad Bhagavatam is ultimately all about, you know, Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So we will be, what I was reading yesterday, I will just wish to discuss something very interesting. So we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, text number 30. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Canto 10, Chapter 2, text number 30, chapter entitled Prayers by the Demigods. These prayers are called as Garbha Stuti, where in the womb of Mother Yashoda is residing Krishna, right? Doing a pastime, you know. And Krishna don't have to appear like that, but he's appearing, you know, in the heart and the womb of Mother Yashoda. And all the demigods, and by that Yashoda Maya is becoming, not Yashoda, Devaki. Obviously Krishna is also in the womb of Yashoda at this point of time. The breast Krishna is in the womb of Yashoda, right, you know, and the Vasudev Krishna is in the womb of Devaki, right? So Krishna is also there in both the places. Yeah. So, but this, in this context, Vasudev Krishna is in the womb of Devaki, Mother Devaki, and Devaki has become very, very effulgent, and seeing that effulgence, Kamsa is becoming very, very fearful, and he's become fully Krishna conscious. That's what the Bhagavatam describes. He's always thinking of Krishna, but in a unfavorable way, right? By thinking of Krishna in unfavorable way, he's becoming demonic, right? And so we have to learn to think of Krishna in a favorable way. So thinking of Krishna is not sufficient, right? Favorable attitude is very important, right? And then after that, it is Shukdev Goswami explains that how the demigods come, all the demigods, including Brahma and Lord Shiva and Indra and Vayu, Chandra, everyone has come to the same place where Devaki is lying down, and there they are offering prayers. So this is among the prayers, very beautiful prayers. Garbha Stuti is one of the very special section of Bhagavatam. Sometimes when you read Bhagavatam or you read Krishna book, how many of you read Krishna book sometimes? How many of you know there is a book like Krishna book which exists in this creation? It is descended from the spiritual world. Okay. How many of you have ever read this book, Krishna book? Little bit, How many of you have completely read this book? Okay. I was about to ask the next question. How many of you have read this book second time? Okay, so this is not the book to be read once. This book should be read again and again and again all throughout our life. So that's why I would request, and request all of you that as a part of our regular reading of of Prabhupada books, we should keep Krishna book as as a regular reading. The regular reading. According to the sequence, when Krishna book comes?
Fourth semester.
Hmm?
Fourth semester after teachings of 1020.
Fourth semester. How many of you cross fourth semester or are in fourth semester? Either you are in fourth semester or cross fourth semester. Anyone here? Anyone who is not in that category? Okay, except for So, but you are very wonderful and wonderful. So my point is that so I request everyone. Okay, so please start reading Krishna book. Okay, on regular basis. It's very important. So sometimes when you read Krishna book, if you're not read, then after you read, maybe you'll get that experience. You may find, not necessarily, you may find, at least for me it happened, so I can share what happened with me. So when first time I read Krishna book, I've read several times, I don't remember how many, but first time I read in the voice ways completely. So, before you pass out from voice, you should make sure you should complete all Srila Prabhupada, small books, medium books, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. This is like basic minimum. I came in Krishna in my third year, and by the end of fifth year, while reading only 3.5 hours, or maybe sometimes on holidays reading a little more, summer vacations and all, I completed this much. All small books, all medium books, all big books. Big books means Bhagavad Gita and Krishna book and Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. Then I went to my next 2009 April. So 3 years. Took me 3 years. 3 years sufficient to complete this much. So this is the basic minimum everyone and boys should complete. And this is what is expected. That's why 3 years you can do in 4 years, whatever. But at least do this much. And after that we should enter into deeper study of Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya. That's wonderful. But Krishna book should never leave. Should never leave us. It should always be going on all throughout our life. So when first time I read Krishna book, I remember whenever the story would come, the story of Krishna killing demon or Krishna doing this pastime or this other, it will be very exciting. And then at the end of every story there will be long prayers. So, oh, now prayers. Okay. Prayers over. Now next pastime. This pastime, this was again prayers. So I would be like, prayers when will get over, then we'll have next wonderful pastime. That was my first time when I read Krishna book, I was like that. But then as I kept growing in my Krishna consciousness, I started to understand how wonderful is Krishna, right? And how amazing is Krishna's glories, And then when next time I would be reading Krishna book, I would be looking for prayers, because prayers really is the essence of Bhagavatam, right? All the pastime is all designed to really culminate in the prayers, Then I understood, hey, wait a minute, this is the real thing, I would be then waiting for it. Now when I read, I'll wait. Sometimes, out of haste, I'll just go directly to the chapter where prayers are there. Because I know that is the real thing, that's the real chapter. Obviously, that doesn't mean that the pastime is not more important. So that's why I prefer to read everything, and in sequence. But still, the prayer part is very relishable because it's direct glorification of Krishna. It's very exciting. So this is the prayer, Garbha Stuti, very exciting, very special. So we'll try to recite some few verses in short time. So this is text 30. Tvayambujaksha khila sattvadhamni samadhinaveshita chetasaike Tvatpad त्वत्पादपोतेन महत्कृतेन कुर्वन्ति गोवत्सपदं भवाद्धिम् Translation, word to word meaning. Tvai, in you, Ambujaksha, O lotus-eyed Lord, Akhila Sattva Dhamani, who are the original cause of all existence, from whom everything emanates, and in whom all potencies reside. Samadhina, by constant meditation and complete absorption in thoughts of you, the personality of Godhead. Aveshita, fully absorbed, fully engaged, Chetasa, but by such a mentality. Eke, the one process of always thinking of your lotus feet. Tvatpada potena, by boarding such a boat as your lotus feet. Mahatkritena, by that action which is considered the most powerful original existence, or which is executed by Mahajanas. Kurvanti, they make Govatsapadam, like the hoof print of a calf. Bhavabdhin, great ocean of nations. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. O lotus-eyed Lord, by concentrating one's meditation on your lotus feet, which are the reservoir of all existence, and by accepting those lotus feet as the boat by which to cross the ocean of nations, one follows in the footsteps of the Mahajanas, the great saints, sages and devotees. By this simple process, one can cross the ocean of nations as easily as one steps over the hoof print of a calf. Purport. The true mission in life is to cross the ocean of nations of repeated birth and death. Those in darkness of ignorance, however, do not know this mission. Instead, being carried away by the waves of material nature, prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha, they are undergoing the tribulations of mrityu, samsara, vartamani, repeated birth and death. But the persons who have achieved knowledge by the association of devotees follow the Mahajanas, Mahatkritena. Such a person always concentrates his mind upon the lotus feet of the Lord and executes one or more of the 9 varieties of devotional service. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam. Simply by this process one can cross the insurmountable ocean of nations. So the first important point is that a true mission of life in human existence is to cross this ocean of nations. This itself is missing. Most of the people think that we don't have to cross this ocean of nations, we have to dive deeper into this ocean of nations and find more and more ignorance, and keep working hard to find the better ways to become ignorant and to increase the ignorance in this world, and that's what most of the people are engaged in. But that's why the first thing which we get in association of devotees is
knowledge that we have to cross.
The mission of human form of life, right? The biggest problem in human society today, is not that there is no process to go back to Godhead. Is it that people don't understand that they have what is their mission of life, right? They don't have a very tangible mission in their lives, right? Everyone has some mission, but it is so intangible. It is so, not much making sense. Yesterday I was traveling. What is yesterday traveling? I just wish to share that last 2 weeks traveling, traveling constantly, literally every day, almost, just traveling, It's a super traveling period for me. Anyways, I keep traveling every 3 days, but this was like every day. This is a little more than, and little far off distances, literally spending the whole days in trains, nights in trains. So it was a special period. But this traveling is very wonderful, especially for person in life have renounced order of life. That's why a renounced order of life person is recommended to keep traveling. Why? Because when you travel, you actually experience the world. You actually understand and see the world in a Krishna conscious perspective and see that how this world is really. You see, read the Shastra and you travel and you see, oh, yes. how people are so much in ignorance and so much of need of Krishna consciousness. Right? Sometimes you live with devotees, and travel doesn't mean that. When I'm saying this, doesn't mean that I'm saying that you should all go out and travel. You travel means you travel out of the voice and into the hostel. That is called traveling. Right? So if you also travel every day up and down, don't just live in the voice and then just keep living in the spiritual world. This is spiritual world. Right? So traveling means go out of the spiritual world. Right? Right? Go out and experience and go to the material world, not for experiencing. Not for experiencing the misery of material world, but to experience what is written in the Shastra by seeing people. When you see people, how they are suffering, how they are so much in need, how this is the only hope, and you give them, you talk to them, anyone who is little bit receptive, you talk to them, you give them a hope in their lives. What an amazing thing. So all my travels actually was all about preaching, Krishna consciousness, and helping people, helping the old devotees and preaching to many new people. These were the two things which I did in last 2 weeks of so much of travel. Right? Many devotees who wanted to meet me, I could go to them, but simultaneously, I could help so many more of their relatives, their friends, and so many people, giving them Krishna consciousness and inspiring them to chant Hare Krishna. So it was such a wonderful experience for me. This traveling, obviously, from a health point of view, it was the physical health point of view. It was not so good, but from a spiritual, mental, emotional, and Krishna conscious perspective, it was ecstatic. The body is, anyways, has to go through its own course, and it has to also do the very important work of purifying me, so that I can keep remembering Krishna and give me my karmic reaction. So that body is very wonderfully doing, and grateful to Krishna and material nature to arrange that. But the whole point is that the biggest thing which is missing in the life, when we travel, we really find that what people don't know is that what they need to do in life, and that's why they don't have a proper motivation and proper inspiration to go on also in their lives, because they don't know why they are doing what they are doing, right? And even if some people know what they are doing, some people, they don't know why they are doing or what is the goal of life for sure. Even if some people are doing some religious activities, like I went to recently I went to Vrindavan. Before going to Vrindavan and Govardhan, it was so ecstatic, It was so amazing. I first went to Agra, I went to Agra. Agra is my mother's home, okay, right? And my mother's father's home, my mother's brother's home. So my mother's so many different kinds of relatives, My mother's father, that is my Nanaji's brothers, all brothers stay. So they are all sons. So so many mamas and so many mausis and so many, what is that? Different. I don't know what all relations. Even I don't know who were they. Because I hardly met. When I was small, I went to Agra after 20 years. I don't know, maybe some of you are 20 years. 20, 21, 22. So I went to Agra after 20 years, I didn't went. Obviously, I told them that they were saying you are coming after 20 years. I told no, I have come to Agra. I has to come to take bus to go to Vrindavan. But I never stayed in Agra from last 20 years. I didn't went to their homes. So they were like, they welcomed me with garlands and like that, it was a huge, and all these people assembling to hear, Krishna Katha, the place where I did program, if you see the number of garlands, and I didn't remove it because I was thinking they're offering out of affection, I was like, thick garlands, 10 garlands might be there, at a time, but I thought, let me keep it. Later I give to children, So like all my mamere bhai's children were there, and I don't know many of them, because I don't remember, and only like my mother's sage bhai and behan, their people I know very closely, but चचेरे and all that, they know me very nicely. अरे हमने देखा था आप छोटे थे, हमने कहा ठीक है. But I don't remember all of them. So many. ये आपके ये मामा, ये आपके वो मामा. Okay. But amazing thing was, because now I'm a sadhu, so now they are coming to hear from me. So I was feeling so happy. Although I don't know them so much, and they are just seeing they saw me as like a child, and now they are seeing me as a sadhu, and they want to hear from me. I was feeling very nice. So this relationship helps them to hear Krishna Katha. That's great. That's wonderful. So I sat. I gave her 2.5 hours class. And they all heard with rapt attention. And then after that, I told, now the real thing is to chant Hare Krishna. And I introduced chanting the holy names. And they took up, this chanted Hare Krishna very sincerely. They took commitment to chant every day. So like that, it was a wonderful experience. But they don't know the goal. And I saw, now in one of the places, after visiting the Agra, there is another village, Baha. Name is Baha, near Agra. Where actually my mother's father's father, he lived there. I met him also, my Nanaji's father. I met him also when he was 94 years old. So he left his body at 99 or something like that. So now he's not there, but I went to that place, that place where actually it's a very beautiful village filled with Krishna consciousness, And there, I didn't went to anyone's home. Somehow I told the rules and regulations what I'll follow. I didn't eat in anyone's home. I ate only in Swan Agra, and I told, and this is what I'll follow. And Mataji should be from the distance. So all my mamijis would offer obeisances from distance. So no, and I don't want to go to so many homes. So they arranged a program in the temple. So there is a beautiful temple which they told that I visited that place when I was a child. So I don't remember visiting. I surely remember visiting that place very faintly. But anyways, I visited. But there is a beautiful temple. The name of temple is Bihari Ji ka Mandir. And then when I went, I was thinking, Bihari Ji ke Mandir mein program hai. तो Bihari तो कृष्ण ही है शायद. और कौन बिहारी का नाम है? फिर मैं, anyways, I was just thinking that किसका मंदिर है ultimately. Anyways, as soon as I entered, I saw beautiful deities of Radha Krishna, and they told me this is a 400 years old temple, right? That means installed probably during Goswami's period, right? So maybe some follower of Goswami came to that place, because it's very close to Vrindavan, very very close to Vrindavan, and there is a natural devotion for Krishna in that whole village, that I found, because it's a Bihari Ji ka Mandir, you can understand very clearly, because Rajasthan and all this place, there's natural devotion for Krishna, and there's temples like this of Radha Krishna everywhere, right? This is very understandable. So I went to this temple, of this Bihari Ji ka Mandir, where Radha and Bihari, name is Bihari, but obviously they called him Vrindavan Bihari. The name is written Bihari, but Vrindavan Bihari. So Vrindavan Bihari is the name of the deities in our GV. So Radha Vrindavan Bihari, very small deities, probably of Ashtadhatu. It's a very old deities, 400 years. So Ashtadhatu, very beautiful deities of Radha Vrindavan Bihari. So I sat in that temple and did some katha, and as soon as began the katha, evening aarti began. So evening they sang, I thought during evening aarti we should sing Hare Krishna, but they played on there was one pujari who was also wearing saffron, but he had hairs. I think he was a grahastha only, but he wears saffron for doing puja. So he was there. He saw me. He was not seeing me with a lot of affection. He was seeing me like, ये कौन आ गया? ये आके क्यों पूछ कथा कर रहा है? Because for him I am like a foreigner. So then, anyways, I was very respectful to him. I was like, and anyway, so he did the aarti, and then he played some songs. So what was the song? Song was very beautiful song, like Arati Kunja Bihari ki. That's a famous songs of that area, And the next song was Om Jai Jagadishwari. Very famous songs in any temple. So these two songs were played, and somehow I meditated on these songs, understanding that these songs so beautifully glorifies Krishna, and they were all singing with devotion, and I was also singing with them, and I was feeling, wow, these are such beautiful songs, but I never realized the meaning of these songs, although I've been hearing also from my childhood, it's nothing new for me, right, but now after coming to Krishna consciousness, hearing these songs makes so much sense, and immediately I felt that how much important is to explain them. So then after the whole song, I sat for the class, and after the whole arati and everything, I again sat for the class, and they all now by this time more people had gathered. Some were my relatives, maybe 15, 20 might be my relatives, my mama, mami, their son, this, that, I don't know who all were there, I don't even know. And maybe others, 15, 20 joined in who were just came to visit the evening arti, they also sat. So anyway, so I started, I began. Speaking. And I began with philosophy because I felt that it's so very important to speak philosophy to them. Because they know pastime, they know all this Krishna, but they have no idea of who is Krishna. So I began with that how the Vedas explain Sambandha Gyan. And Sambandha means we are not the body, we are a spirit soul. And Krishna is God. This was a new thing for them. Right? So Krishna is the supreme person of Godhead. Bhagwan Krishna ही है, That Krishna ही Bhagwan है. Because they have Lord Shiva, they have so many things to worship in their lives, Krishna Bhagwan. So they were very happy also, right? Simultaneously little surprised also, right? They were happy to know that okay, this is the fact, but they were surprised also that no one ever told us, so directly like this, And then I explained, then I asked, what is the relationship between Atma and Paramatma? हम आत्मा हैं और भगवान है. आत्मा और भगवान में क्या संबंध है बताइए. Immediately one Mataji, with full confidence spoke, raising hand she spoke, Atma so Paramatma. And you can imagine what can happen to a devotee. So as soon as she spoke this, immediately I became more enthusiastic. So immediately I said, yes, बहुत ही अच्छा बोला. ये पॉइंट जैसे ही कोई बोलता है, हम सभी को उत्साह के साथ इसको खंडित करना चाहिए. And then I explained that हम लोग भगवान के नित्य दास हैं. हम आत्मा को परमात्मा नहीं बोल सकते. हम हमेशा दास हैं. जैसे ही कोई आत्मा को परमात्मा बोलेगा, तुरंत उसका भक्ति भावना पूर्ण रूप से नष्ट हो जाता है. And as I was speaking, because that's the whole thing, I was saying that these people, they have opportunity for doing Shuddha Bhakti, but because no one is teaching them Sambandha Gyan, it is all spoiled. They don't know what is goal of life, they don't know what is truth, and they don't know how to, they don't know goal only. Google में आप destination ही नहीं डालोगे तो आप कहाँ जाओगे? तो left जाओगे, right जाओगे. जब destination ही नहीं पता है, तो फिर आप क्या बोलोगे? जहाँ जाना जाओ, है ना? ये तो बोलते हैं ना लोग. ऐसे भी कर सकते हो, वैसे भी कर सकते हो, सब ठीक है. क्यों? क्योंकि डेस्टिनेशन ही नहीं बताया. गूगल कब बताएगा लेफ्ट और राइट जाना है? गूगल मैप में तो बस मैप दिखाता रहेगा, और दिखाता रहेगा आप कहाँ जा रहे हो, लोकेशन आपका दिखाता रहेगा. तो लेफ्ट राइट थोड़ा दिखाएगा जब तक आप डेस्टिनेशन नहीं डालते हो. So there is no destination for these people. They don't know what to do. So that's why the first thing is that we do not know what is the goal, right? Yesterday I was traveling in train. Also, very interesting thing happened. Right? So this traveling is so wonderful. Interesting. I took a train which is I don't I very rarely take nowadays. Nowadays I generally go in a reserved thing. Previously I used to go in local and everything. And I have become little health conscious mainly because I have to take care of my health now. So I generally don't go now. But somehow or other I missed all the good trains like Steel Express and all. Somehow or other, because I had to take darshan of Radha Govinji, I went to Radha Govinji and I got some special Mahaprasad. Sachin Prabhu has to bring before, after Mangalarti. And we have kept in fridge. I thought I will distribute it before, but so anyways, I went to Radha Govinji Mandir. They offered Giriraj Son Papdi to Radha Govinji. I brought the Giriraj Son Papdi for Radha Govinji. Radha Govinji honored it and gave some little Mahaprasad for all of us. So little bit is there and distribute also. Okay. For everyone. And especially those who studied 108 hours, they'll get a little more. Revo! Vishapru told me that Prabhuji, those who score 108 hours, we should give them something very special. So they will get surely much more Giriraj Sonpapdi, than others. Haribo. So that next time in NSEM if you score 108 hours, then you'll get more. So anyway, so somehow there I got a train, which is name is Adra Shiromani Express. Good thing is express train, but it's very crowded. There's no reserved, it's all general bogies only. Very crowded, and train became late, so it became more and more and more crowded. It was a heavy crowded train. And I took the last, very, very far bogie, Hardly anyone will come there, I thought like that. I took a far bogie. And somehow or the other, strange enough, another person boarded this very far bogie. This person is like, I just climbed on the top because sitting below or standing below, somehow or the other I reached little early, so that at far bogie I found a place on the top. So I just climbed up and sat and opened my Bhagavatam and I said, bas, mere liye sufficient. Next 3 hours I can just be with my Bhagavatam. And I don't transcend the whole existence of this crowd. But then one person came, he also boarded the same bogie in same place, I don't know how this happened. Obviously, we know how it happened. Krishna has his plan. And as soon as he boarded, he saw me and he told in Hindi, Shuddha Hindi. This is very rare to hear in such a train. So everyone's speaking in Bengali, village Bengali, the decent Bengali and village Bengali. So I was like, okay, somehow I just managed. And then this person speaks in Shuddha Hindi, like, यहाँ पर बैठने का जगह मिलेगा क्या? I was like, this is some special person. But anyways, I had no place to sit. Anyways, he managed to sit in another place, just in front of my, He also sat on the top, I also sat on the top. So both of us sat on the top. And I continued reading Bhagavatam. I was indifferent to him. And almost for 1.5 hours or 2 hours, I read Bhagavatam. After that, I felt I should find out when Kharagpur is coming. I thought this person, at least I can talk in Hindi. So I immediately asked him, ये खड़गपुर कब आ रहा है बताएंगे क्या देखकर. So he saw and नहीं, first I asked him where you are going to get, आप कहाँ पर उतरने वाले हो? कहा खड़गपुर. कहा आप खड़गपुर में क्या करते हैं? कहा मैं स्टूडेंट हूँ. अच्छा कहाँ पर स्टूडेंट? IIT खड़गपुर. और फिर मैं लैंग्वेज चेंज कर दी. Oh, you are from IIT Kharagpur. Which year you are? Because I am 4th year. Which department? Electrical engineering. Okay. Okay, very nice. I am also going to Kharagpur. Oh, Kharagpur. I told. Then I immediately asked. No, I didn't. He didn't ask me anything. I asked him. But you are in 4th year. Your midterms is going on right now. What you are doing here? Then he told, how you don't know midterms? And in that way, the conversation began. And then I explained him that he told me, do you have some of your acquaintance in IIT Kharagpur? I told no, I also graduated from IIT Kharagpur. Electrical engineering only. And then we had a nice conversation and we started discussing, discussed for an hour, just talking about Krishna, pure Krishna Katha, speaking about this point, mission. I just reading this, I was reading this and speaking about what is the mission of human form of life and what we should be doing. And so he was inquisitive to know that how I came here and I was enthusiastic to explain. And it was a wonderful conversation. It went on and we didn't realize how we reached Kharagpur and we kept talking till the time Kuldeep took me on the bike and it was like feeling of separation, that we are leaving each other, that now we are going to be separated and tomorrow we are going to meet. So anyways, I hope that today he will come to the center and for the Kirtan, Kirtan night. I invited him for this. And so he has just 2 months remaining. He is placed in Google and his home is in Bangalore. He will go back to Bangalore for Google, joining his company. So what are 2 months? I told him, now you have 2 months, you can utilize this. He told, yes, why not? Surely. He was very interested to hear and understand more and more. But the main thing which I want to tell is that the first thing you get as soon as you come in association devotees is
knowledge.
Is the mission. It's the mission. what you are supposed to do in life, the destination. Okay, क्या करना क्या है life में, you know, right? ये life किसके लिए बनी है, you know? That's the first thing you get, you know. And second thing you get is the method, the process, you know, right? Or I can tell you the first thing you get is sambandha, second thing you get is prayojan, and the third thing you get is abhideya, right? Right? And in that way, when you come in association of devotees, you get all these three things, you know, and then actually you can live a meaningful life. Thank you all very much. We'll discuss on this topic more, you know, as we read further. Any questions? We have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Yes. 3 questions in 1 minute, 30 seconds. let's begin with Prashant Guru.
Mission and purpose are different or same?
Yeah, mission and purpose are different and same. Actually, in one sense, both are same. In another sense, purpose is little light term, and mission is very dynamic term. That's all, you know. But in one sense, it's same. Yeah, you know. But when you say the mission, then you really want to do something more. And now coming to the more personal application of these words, purpose is generally meant for the personal, right? For the personal success of life. Mission is for the welfare of others, right? Okay. So yes. So in that way, we receive the purpose of human form of life, that I have to go back to Godhead, and you also get the mission to help the whole world.
Beginning of lecture, you were telling that Kamsa had unfavorable attitude, unfavorable Krishna consciousness. So can a sadhaka also have unfavorable Krishna consciousness?
Then he is not sadhaka. He cannot be called sadhaka, because a sadhaka means he should be following Shuddha Bhakti. What is Shuddha Bhakti? Anya bhilashita shunyam jnana karmadya navritam anukulena Krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttamam. So what is the three primary things for a sadhaka is anukulasya, you know, that means favorable. Anukulasya Krishna, for pleasure of Krishna. So his activities are for pleasure of Krishna. His attitude is also for pleasure of Krishna. Now activities may be pleasing Krishna. For example, Charun and Mushtik, they were kicking, you know, punching Krishna. But was Krishna angry with them? No. You can be ready with the conscience. Was Krishna angry with them? Krishna was very pleased with them. You understand? So, is punching of Charun pleasing to Krishna? Answer is yes. It's pleasing to Krishna. Is it Shuddha Bhakti? No. Why? It's pleasing to Krishna, na Prabhuji. So Charun should continue, you know, beating Krishna, isn't it?
But they don't want to.
Because they don't want to please Krishna. What is your attitude? What is it? Intention should be there and action should be there. Both should be there. Only intention is not good enough, and only action is not good enough. And third is anushilanam. That means it's an activity. There should be some process. You should be doing something. You should not be just sitting and thinking that I will be pleasing Krishna. Krishna को खुश करना. कुछ करो. Action करो कुछ, you know. ठीक है. Okay. This is a cultivation. You know. So Rupa Goswami. So unless a sadhaka is doing these three things, you know, of cultivation, okay, you know, he may not be at that level of Shuddha Bhakti, you know, but he should be wanting to cultivate this. So unless this is there, he can't be called a sadhaka. Clear? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
जय जय